Hey, Tom here. Welcome to my channel, Tom Loves DIY. If you've looked at my channel, you may have noticed that I've made some sleeping bags. I've actually done three, two with hoods and one without. They're very different in the design. The hooded ones have this big zipper that goes down the center and a baffle underneath to take care of the cold spots, a sewn-in foot box, and a big hood that tightens up with strings. This bag doesn't have a zipper, and it opens on the bottom, more like a quilt, and it just has some Velcro. It also has ties so that you can snug it down, but this bag is good to, say, 50 degrees, comfortable without a heavy base layer. This bag will get me down to 40, and if I cinch up the hood, probably warmer than that. But I've learned a lot making these bags. One thing I learned is that the ClimaShield, which I use on the bottom of the bag underneath my body, insulates really well, but it's a little heavy and it doesn't compress very well. And now that I have a Nemo Tensor insulated sleeping pad, I don't need that heavy insulation underneath. So I'm going to make a new bag, my last one I hope. Got my packable down throw. This one is a Blue Ridge Home Fashions, and I went online and got 8 ounces of gray duck down. This is actually recycled product. They say it's certified to a 730 fill power, which will work fine. This is a 700. So I'm going to get going on that and hopefully make a great sleeping bag that'll get me down to the 30-degree range without putting on a lot of clothing and hats and 2 pairs of socks, whatever. Stick around. I'm going to do this as quickly as possible, but not going to spend a lot of time doing the detail work. Hey, I've made a template in a spreadsheet that I will send to you if you ping me with an email at tomlovesdiy@protonmail.com. It lays out all the seams that need to be ripped and where the down needs to be added to turn this into a sleeping bag. So I put 18 grams in the tub. I'll move up here, it's a little easier access. When I open up one of these, I got these binder clips on here to hold it closed. So I'm going to open one and start filling using my little tool to push the down in toward the bottom of the tube. I found that the easiest way to do this is really just grab a handful in my left hand, put it in my right hand and compress it. Do that 2 or 3 times and then push that in. Being compressed, it's a lot easier to handle. So here we go. This is really nice quality stuff. It's listed as a 730 fill power. Very lofty, very lightweight. It's recycled, which is kind of cool. So there's the first handful. I'm going to open up this tube. Put it in. There's always going to be some that tries to escape because this stuff will stick to your fingers and other things. Let's see how we're doing here. I'm going to test this right now. I hope I've got that opening ripped big enough to get this in. It's a little tight. So here we go. I'm going to close it down on the end and push it in. See how that worked. See if I'm dragging any out. Oh, I did spray this tool with an anti-static fabric coating and get all of this down in one tube. As I said, it's about 18 grams. This is going to work really well to get me the kind of loft I want and make this probably into a 35-degree bag. Hey, I'm back from the garage. Bag with all the down in it that I think I need. Good loft on the long tubes and in the foot area. I have a little bit down left, and I'm going to use that for when I put the 48-inch zipper in to make a baffle to get rid of the cold spots. I'm also going to make a foot box. I'll be using ClimaShield for that because it stands up vertically nicely. And around the neck, I'm going to put a baffle, an additional tube like this that'll come around my carotid arteries and my lower part of my face, add some extra warmth. I don't think I'm going to put a hood on this. Probably use a hat or a balaclava. If I do make a hood, it'll be detachable. I can put some Velcro on here and the hood. Don't take it if I don't need it. Hey, I'm making a lot of progress. I have the zipper and the baffle in. You can see that the baffle is attached on the inside. You may recall that I put a layer of ClimaShield and emergency blanket and then filled this with down. It's nice and fluffy and it fits in place. The zipper moves smoothly, and being a 48-inch zipper, I'm not going to have any trouble getting into the bag. I'm working on the foot box. Best way to do this, I've found, is after you've sewn together the bottom, is take a yardstick or a meter stick, whatever you happen to have, and pull it tight and measure across. Now this is 28 inches. Originally this was a 60-inch wide, but because of putting things together down here and cutting off a little bit to put the down in, it's a little smaller. So here's my foot box. I've decided to go with a 10-inch tall, which leaves me with about an 18-inch width. And inside I have 2 layers of ClimaShield and once again that emergency blanket. This will stand up on the end with the obviously shiny side this way. Just to remind myself of which is the shiny side, I put a tiny dot of magic marker on that side. I've messed that up before and had to rip things out and put it back together. So this will go down at the bottom. It will fill in nicely. And because it's this ClimaShield, you see it stands up pretty much on its own. So there won't be any sagging or drifting. I'm going to get that finished up, put in, and then the last thing will be to make the collar for around my neck. Sleeping bag is done. Came out pretty good. I had a couple of mistakes, but overall I'm happy. So you see I have these 4 long tubes that go from here down to about my thigh. Baffle underneath the zipper, and I've added this collar that is fold down. It has these drawstrings so I can cinch it down and get it close around my neck, and a couple of these little things to hold it in place. I might switch those out for a different style, but for now that's what I've got. The foot box came out really good. I've got the 48-inch zipper. Works really smoothly. Some Velcro up here to hold this together. I might put some Velcro on this. Not sure yet. Be pretty easy to do. So far, I think I'm happy with it. That's it. Thanks for watching. Tom Loves DIY. Hey, you might want to subscribe. Click the like button. Appreciate it.